What's up, guys? It's Robin from the Ocean here at Fascination Street Studios in Sweden. And today we finished the mix of our upcoming album Pelagial. It was a fucking long process. We started tracking drums more than a year ago.
Pelagic is the open sea. The epipelagic is the first 200 meters that are sunlit and where you have an abundance of marine life. That is followed by the mesopelagic, which stretches down to about 1,000 meters. That's the twilight zone. And then there is 2 more zones, and then the last one is the hydropelagic. That's everything that's lower than like 8,000 meters of depth. And there you basically have no life. It's complete darkness and pressure that is like a few thousand times as high as on the surface, basically. So it's kind of obvious now. We have written an album that is a musical journey from the surface to the bottom of the sea. Very Jules Verne-ish in a way, but we're called the Ocean, so there you go.
Okay, so here we are in Bikini Test. It's a venue in La Chaux-de-Fonds where I live.
And one of the main reasons why we decided to do it here this time and not at Studio Mécanique, where we recorded heliocentric and anthropocentric, is that here we really have that huge room. And this room really enables us to shoot for that huge drum sound that we want to have in order to match the epicness of that album.
The sound is pretty awesome. Like we can put room mics pretty much everywhere.
And that's what we've done. We've, had like 3 different rows of room mics, 7 meters, 15 meters, and then some that are like more than 20 meters away from the drum kit to get that really, really huge room feel.
I mean, we recorded pretty slow songs and doomy songs, so they can open these room mics that are really far, so it gives you lots of reverb and lots of atmosphere.
And this right here is one of the most crucial features to making an awesome sounding album. It's our toilet microphone. It's really capturing, that spirit that's coming from below. Logistically, it was quite difficult, especially the mixing room. We basically had to build one from scratch downstairs. It's like under the stage back there. And apparently you still get a lot of the room sound there, the drum sound that is leaking through the ceiling. So it's not ideal. We're all listening to it with headphones. And that is somehow dangerous. It's not as comfy as in a studio setting where you have a perfect mixing room that is soundproof. We just have to trust our ears and be confident that what we hear on our headphones and through the speakers downstairs is what we want to get on the album. It is going to be more or less one continuous piece of music, about 50 minutes in total length. It starts fairly mellow, and as the album progresses, it gets progressively more brutal and progressively heavier. You get the idea that the next song's not going to be a pop song. You feel like it's going down, basically.
And at some point I was playing, and my stick got stuck, and then when it got back, it looked like this, which is kind of interesting. You see? I hope we're not gonna forget it here and put it in the trash. I think I should keep it and probably sell it.
We just need to let him play, track him the best we can, and every take is pretty much usable all the way.
He has a pretty unusual groove to him. It doesn't sound like a metal drummer to me in a positive sense. I'm impressed both by the drummer and the actual recording of it. I think the guy Julian did a great job.
The strings were recorded in Switzerland, in La Chaux-de-Fonds again, at Studio Mécanique. That's Julian Fehlmann's place. Julian is the guy who recorded the Centrics pretty much and mixed the Centrics. And I wasn't even present for those recordings. He recorded with some very good players. Some of them had already played on heliocentric and anthropocentric. He knows what I want in terms of sound and playing as well. And everything else pretty much was recorded at our homes. All the guitar tracks are recorded at my place, just DI, and then we reamped them here at Fascination Street with Jens.
Which is a process where the band has recorded the guitars with only the clean signal out of the guitar, basically. So that means that I send it out again to amps and sort of re-records. It's almost like magic, but it works very well.
Same with the bass recordings. Louis recorded his parts in Switzerland at home, and Chris recorded his parts in Berlin. And we just reamped them here in the studio. And I think that's the best way to spend your budget when you make an album these days.
We're experimenting quite a lot with songwriting, with sound, with recording techniques, with microphone positions, with approaches how to play certain parts, and trying to incorporate elements into our musical cosmos that are, coming from not from the most typical areas. But experimenting means failure, essentially. And that's really important to realize. Like, every time you're trying to open new doors, 90% of the time you fail, because it's not new. And then those 10% where you're like, oh wow, yeah, I don't think this has been done like that before. Well, then most of the time there is a reason why this hasn't been done like that before, and that's because it sucks. In the end, it's important to preserve your good taste and sense of judgment, and be like, yes, okay, great, yeah, this is a new approach to sound. Now, can I just please listen to the last Red Fang record instead? Thank you.